Hey guys, it's Kagan with Whitetail Rampage. We're doing Flashback Fridays. So what we're doing is everybody's taking and doing some videos. We're going to get our old content that we had, and we're going to try to reuse it because we really didn't know what we were doing when we first started all this. But anyways, this flashback goes to this buck right here over my right shoulder. And this was probably, it was the first mature buck that I'd ever shot, and it took me a while to figure out what exactly happened in order for that to work. But you guys hang around, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Hey guys, it's Kagan. It is September 7th, 3 p.m. I've got about a 45-minute drive, and I will be in the woods for the first time this year, getting to go after these deer down here in Kentucky. I decided to not hunt this morning, even though I probably should have. It ended up being 60 degrees. And it looks like there was a lot of people that got it done this morning, but I decided to wait. I don't have anything patterned right now at all, so tonight's probably just going to be an observation set. But hang around and I'll get back with you when I get in the stand. Alright guys, well, that's it for opening day here in Kentucky. No luck on my end. I'll have to check and see what everybody else done. There at about 7:15, I had a couple dogs come through and run a deer off in behind me. I'm not sure what it was. All I seen was the white of its tail as it went over top of the hill behind me, but that's how it goes sometimes. Hopefully we can get back in here tomorrow before we gotta go back to work on Monday. This farm that I was hunting this buck on, I didn't even know that he was there, but in previous years, I had hunted kind of bouncing around all over the farm. It was a family-owned farm. I think it was close to 300 acres. But I actually shot this buck really close to where that I shot him, and then I took my wife back the next year, and she shot this one out of almost the same exact tree, but both of those were midday and morning hunts. Going through the years, I would try to hunt in that stand of the evenings and couldn't figure out what was going on. My wind would be good, and then all of a sudden I'd get busted. That was before I learned about thermals. Hey everybody, it's September 10th. It's 5:20. I just got into the stand. Back behind me, I've got a big field that's full of just CRB. And then I've got a bunch of thick brush all in front of me. And the farmers have cut a 50-yard by 75-yard notch out of this corner. But we've got oaks dropping to the left of us. And we've got some heavy worn trails through here. It's early, but we'll see what happens. I'll come back on here whenever something comes in, or to give you guys an update on how it's going. Hang around. Hey guys, it's Kagan. It is September 15th. It's 4:30. We just got to sit up in here. We're back on the little corner that I was in about a week ago. And we're going to try to see if we can't shoot a doe tonight. I've got my niece behind me running camera for me. You can see from past years, usually if she's with me, I'm seeing deer. But you guys hang around tight. It's not as hot as it has been, but there's been doe in here every night. I just checked the camera when we come in, and hopefully we can get one on the ground here for you. Hang tight. We'll be back. Guys, it's Wednesday the 18th. I took a couple of days off there from the last time that we came out and hunted. And I just got back in here tonight. I didn't get a chance to pull the camera to look at the chip or anything like that, but hopefully we'll have some deer moving. The weather's starting to cool off a little bit of the evenings now. It was 88 whenever I got in here. At about 5, it's about 5:30 right now. But hopefully these deer will be moving somewhere around 7:30. I've got green in front of me and green behind me, so we'll see what happens. Stick around. We'll be back. And this is the No Name 8 that I ended up shooting in September of 2019. I believe it was the 19th of 2019. But we had hunted this farm for, I think, 3 or 4 years before I actually started to figure this place out. And once that I did, I ended up shooting this buck there, almost out of the same tree. And then I took my wife and she shot her first one up here. And then made a little bit of an adjustment and got more down into the lower end of this draw, and ended up shooting him. He's the oldest deer that I'd shot at that point. And it was a wild hunt because I knew that there was doe bedding really close to there. But what I ended up figuring out through the years is there was actually a really key buck bedding spot that was close by. And so what ended up happening on that night, it was right before dark. It was probably 30 or 45 minutes before dark. And I had a doe come in. And I was fully okay with shooting a doe. So I had the camera ready for the doe to come in. And she kind of looked behind her, you know, not really like anything was chasing her or anything like that. And I just happened to look over and I seen this buck coming around a honeysuckle bush. And he comes in and, I mean, just absolutely read the book on what he was supposed to do, which you'll see in the video. I didn't get it all in video. We self-film a lot. But come in, stopped it. I think it was 21 yards. And I ended up double lunging him. And so I called Matt and everybody. I was so shook up. He actually ended up scoring, I think it was 135 or 137 inches. It was definitely the biggest deer that I'd ever shot. He had a humongous body on him, which we'll show you the pictures and everything else. But if you want to, you can take a look at him. He's a little bit lopsided. Still had some velvet hanging on him. And then that brow tine right there is my favorite. But it was an awesome experience and definitely taught me a lot of things, especially about mature bucks and the real key of thermals and bedding. Because like I said, before all this, I used to get busted several times and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And it was actually as those day winds were dying, my thermals were sucking down that draw, and all those deer figured that out. And they would come to the lower end of that draw to work out into those cut hay fields at night. And once that I figured that out, I really started putting the hurt on deer. Guys, it's Kagan. I just got down here to the arrow, and you can see the auto lock is just locked open. We got hair and then real good blood. We're gonna pick up blood right here and see which way he went.
Not that you can see, oh, you really can.
But he's bleeding good.
Nice blood I got right here.
Hey guys, it's Kagan with Whitetail Rampage. I got lucky tonight. I decided there at about 1 o'clock that I was gonna come hunting this evening after work. And after working out in the 90-degree heat all day, I come out and I sprayed down head to toe with no scent. And I came in and the wind was almost iffy. And I figured that I would take the chance anyways, and I come in and I really hadn't had any pictures of any bucks unless this one had just showed up, but I'd had several does and I was planning on just taking a doe tonight. And this guy came in and offered me a 20-yard broadside shot, and I let the auto lock eat. I mean, it put the hurt on him. He didn't go, what would you say, Matt, 60 yards from the stand?
If that.
I mean, it just put a hurt on him. And he's a tank of an old deer, but he's my biggest deer to date. Definitely the most mature deer I've ever shot. He's got nicks out of his ears everywhere. Still got a little bit of his velvet hanging on here and there. Heck of bases on him. The old Black Eagle arrow put the hurt on him, and I can't tell you how lucky we are to work with Black Eagle and auto lock. They're a deadly combination. I had pay dirt with me from Scent Ball Scent. So once that I made the shot on this guy, he ended up going, I don't know, I'd say somewhere between 30 to 50 yards from the shot. And whenever we got up to him, I was just mind boggled at how big he was, because I knew that he was a big deer, but to shoot something of that caliber, and it be your first time shooting something of that caliber, it really changed the way that I looked at the game. And honestly, I don't think that he would have went down that fast, and it would have been a lot harder thing if I didn't have the auto lock Dragon Slayers on, because it was actually I think it slap cuts at over 3 inches, and then the actual cutting diameter is right at 2 or a little over 2. I mean, it's just a monster expandable head, and we still shoot auto locks, which you can see in all of our videos up until today, and we're going to stick with them. Great family. If you haven't, go check them out at autolockbroadheads.com. And this deer, actually, the taxidermist that I took him to is the main reason why that I started trying to learn taxidermy. I seen what incredible work that he did, and it really it got to me, because I've had a couple of smaller deer mounted, which they were my biggest at the time, but once that I seen the quality of what he did, you know, and just the craftsmanship of what he does, it really intrigued me, and so I'm fully trying to do taxidermy right now, and it's pretty great. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe to the page. We're going to have plenty of deer hunting coming up. We just released one last week of Christopher Preston. We did a flashback of David Lewis's jigsaw buck, which I still think that he's the luckiest guy in the world, because I was hunting that deer 2 miles away, and I just got pictures of him. I think it's the night before he ended up shooting him. But anyways, y'all stay safe out there. Remember, shoot what makes you happy. Share these with your friends. If you're having fun, let everybody know about us.